Welcome to Job Bridges Japanese Language Training Center. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time.
Minasan, welcome to lesson 49. And in this lesson, we'll be discussing about honorific expressions. So let's start. Keigo or honorific expressions are expressions used to show the speaker's respect for the listener or the person being referred to. The speaker is expected to show respect depending on his or her relationship with the listener or the person being referred to. Basically, keigo are used in situations such as when the speaker is junior or lower in social status, he or she uses keigo to show respect to the person senior or higher in social status. Or when the speaker does not have a close acquaintanceship with the listener, as is typical when the speaker first meets the listener, he or she uses keigo to show respect to the listener. The uchi-soto relationship should be also taken into consideration with regard to the use of keigo. The speaker's group such as his or her family and company etc. are considered as uchi, and other groups are considered as soto. So when the speaker talks about uchi no shito, which means an insider, to soto no shito, which means an outsider, the insider is treated like the speaker himself or herself. Therefore, even if the insider is senior or higher in status, the speaker cannot use keigo in the way that shows respect to the insider. Wakarimashita minasan? Now, let's move on sonkeigo or respectful expressions. Again, sonkeigo. Sonkeigo are expressions used to describe the listener or the person referred to, as well as things connected with him or her and his or her actions. So, let's discuss using sonkeigo with verbs. So, we have respectful verbs. The same verbs used in the passive are used as respectful verbs. They are, again, considered as group 2 verbs, like kakararimasu, kakareru, kakarenai, and kakarete. Again, respectful verbs or passive verbs are used as respectful verbs. Example, Nakamura-san wa 7 時に来られます. It just means Mr. Nakamura is coming at 7. Now, why don't we just say Nakamura-san wa 7 時に来ます? Because we are trying to be more respectful to Mr. Nakamura. That's why we use 来られます instead of 来ます. Another one, when someone or when you are talking to someone of higher status or maybe older than you could say, Osake o yameraretan desu ka? Or have you given up drinking? Instead of saying Osake o yametan desu ka, to show more respect or to show your respect or politeness to your listener, you say Osake o yameraretan desu ka? Or again, have you given up drinking? Wakatta minasan? Wakatta ne? Now, still under the verb, let's talk about o verb in its mass form change into ni narimasu, or in short, o verb ni narimasu. This pattern is considered politer than the respectful verb mentioned in the first one when you use or transform verbs into passive form. Verbs whose mass form consists of one syllable, mimas and nemas, and other verbs who consist of one syllable and group 3 verbs cannot be used in this pattern. Again, You cannot use verbs which are consist of one syllable and group 3 verbs in this pattern. Okay? So let's see, or how do we use this? How do we transform verbs into a more respectful form apart from the passive form? Example, we have Shacho wa mo okaeri ni narimashita. The president has already left home. Instead of saying kairimashita to show respect because we're talking about the president or the shacho, we could say okaeri ni narimashita, or has already left home or has already gone home. Again, shacho wa mo okaeri ni narimashita. The president has already left home. Again, the president or the shacho or the president of the company is of higher status than the speaker. That's why he or she uses this form of verb. Okaeri ni narimashita. Instead of okairimashita, okaeri ni narimashita. As for the verbs which has a special equivalent, we'll be discussing that on the next slide. Note that the special equivalents or special equivalent rather than this pattern are used. So, again, these are the special respectful words. Example, we have Wato sensei wa kenkyu shitsu ni irashaimasu. Again, Wato sensei wa kenkyu shitsu ni irashaimasu. Professor Watt is in the office. Again, irashaimasu is a special respectful word. Here's another one. Doso meshi agatte kudasai. Please help yourselves when inviting someone to eat, as well as example is to waiters or chefs referring to their customers. So some verbs have special respectful equivalents, and they are considered to show the same level of respect as the o verb ni narimashita. Wakatta? Again, they show the same respect as what we've discussed earlier with the okaeri ni narimashita. Okay? It's just that this one, the irashaimasu and agatte kudasai are special respectful words. Don't think that just because you did not use the verb mass form ni narimashita, that doesn't mean that you're not being respectful. Okay? It is the same level of respect as we've discussed in verb or in the previous one. Again, irashaimasu. So what are the special respectful words? We have irashaimasu, nasaimasu, kudasaimasu, and oshaimasu. They are all group 1 verbs, but except for the mass form, they change their form in the raro when they conjugate. Wakatta? Now don't get confused, okay? These are not telling you, or I'm not teaching you a new sentence pattern. These are just respectful expressions to show more politeness towards your listener, or when you're talking about someone of a higher status or older than you. Now let's talk about verb mass form kudasai. This is the respectful way of instructing or inviting someone to do something. Again, a respectful way of instructing or inviting someone to do something. Example, Achira kara o hairi ni kudasai. Again, Achira kara o hairi kudasai. Please enter from over there when you want to be more respectful in giving instructions. Again, Achira kara o hairi kudasai. Please enter over there. Now, here's another one. You'll mostly hear this often in maybe train stations, etc. O seremono ni ご注意ください. Again, 恐れ物にご注意ください. Please take care not to leave anything behind. Remember, the special words you learned in number 3 cannot be used in this pattern. The exceptions are meshi agarimasu and koran ni o goran ni narimasu, which are changed to omeshi agari kudasai, to please help yourself, and goran kudasai, please have a look at it, respectively. Again, meshi agarimasu can be changed into omeshi agari kudasai, which both means please help yourself, and goran ni narimasu to goran kudasai, which means please look or please have a look at it. Now, respectful expressions are also respectful expressions in nouns, adjectives, and verbs, or adverbs, sorry. Again, respectful expressions that are nouns, adjectives, and adverbs. Some nouns, adjectives, and adverbs can be turned into songkeigo by attaching o or go. I know some of you would or have heard of this often. Again, attaching o or go to the front of the word. The choice between o and go depends on the word. Basically, o is attached to words of Japanese origin, while go is attached to words in Chinese origin. Now, don't fret. I'll give you some examples of words which is o is attached. For nouns, we have okuni, onamai, oshigoto. These are examples. For na adjectives, we have ogenki, ojouzu, and ohima. Again, ogenki, ojouzu, ohima. And for e-adjectives, we have oizokashi and owakai. Again, o is attached to words of Japanese origin. Now, out words to which go is attached. For nouns, we have go kazoku, go iken, and go ryoko. Now for na adjectives, we have go neshin and go shinsetsu. For adverbs, we have go jiyuni. Again, go is used to words of Japanese origin. So these are just examples, okay? For example, with money, it's basically kane, so you just attach o to make it respectful, like okane. Sake as well, it's just sake, but when we're talking about it, we use osake, right? And so on. Hirugohan for lunch. Sometimes you would hear people say ohirugohan and the rest, etc. Now, honorific expressions and sentence style. When expressing respect towards someone being talked about, in a case where there is no need to do so towards a listener, keigo can be used in a plain style sentence. Again, in case there is no need to do so towards a listener, keigo can be used in a plain style sentence. Example: Shacho no okusama mo go isho ni gorufu ni ikaremasu. Again, Shacho no okusama mo go isho ni gorufu ni ikaremasu. The department manager's wife will go golfing together with him. So in the example, okusama and go isho ni are used instead of okusang and isho ni in order to be consistent with the respectful verb ikaremasu. Wakarimashita? Now, sometimes you would hear some Japanese people saying mashite. So with this one, you change bite form to mashite. Or verb, mashite when you want to be very polite. Example: Hansu ga yube netsu wo dashimashite, keisa mo mada sagarenai desu. Again. Hansu ga yube netsu wo dashimashite, keisa mo mada sagaranai desu. Hans became feverish last night and still has a fever this morning. So this is used when you're trying to use a verb te form. We change it into mashite to show or when you want to be very polite. Wakarimashita? Mas no de. So polite form no de may be used in order to make polite form mas no de may be used in order to make the plain form no de more polite. Again, mas no de is the polite form of no de or more polite form of no de. Example. Kyou wa gakkou wo yasumasenmasu no de sensei ni yoroshiku tsutaete Kudasai. Again, kyou wa gakkou wo yasumasimasu no de sensei ni yoroshiku tsutaete kudasai. I'm keeping him out of school today. Please give my regards to the teacher. Instead of saying yasumi or yasumina no de, okay, yasumas no de is being used. Wakatta minasan? Wakatta ne!
Alright, that's just it for today. See you on our next videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons so you can master Japanese language in no time.